Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Mike. I head up business development for DynamicPoint. And today we're going to be looking at customer portals for government organizations using our SharePoint portal product. So this is a continuation of our industry analysis series. And basically what we've done is looked at all the customers that are using our portal product, classified them into industries, and then within that looked at the features that each of those industries were using. And this is not a perfect science by any means. I mean, any industry could use really any feature. What this is looking at is what are the ones that happen to be the more popular for given industries. So with no further ado, we'll go ahead and get started. And we'll look at our agenda. So we're going to review these features and look at specifically the ones that are popular for government, non-government organizations, associations, things like that, nonprofits, that are providing a customer portal using SharePoint. And we're going to look at those features and we're going to specifically highlight the ones that are specific to this industry. And then we're going to look at a demo site that we've created highlighting these features. Step 3 here, we're going to look at a customer site and just take you through a real life example of a government customer site that's using a customer portal and see how theirs looks. And then we're going to define some next steps. So quick session today. We're going to go ahead and get right to it. Again, so this is, my disclaimer here, this is not a perfect science. We're looking here at customer portals and we're looking at the various industries that we classified our customers into. And today we're highlighting, of course, the government one. And of all of our customers that are in this government sector, and again, we were pretty broad here. We include non-government organizations, we include agencies and things like that. But we looked at those and we said, okay, what specifically features seem to be the most popular for them? And as you can see, it's these right here where the red check marks are. It's financial management, support management, data management, and order management. And of course, your next question is, what the heck do those mean? And we have a definition here. So financial management, viewing, printing, painting of invoices and statements, monitoring due dates, discount status, update ACH payment details, application of credit memos, really any of the things that you'd want your customers coming into a portal doing from a financial perspective. Support, viewing, editing, creating service orders, checking order status, printing call status reports, updating resolutions of tickets, viewing scheduled appointments and resource assignments. So again, I'm providing support to my customers and I want them to have visibility to that using this portal. Data management, that really revolves around customers updating their own information within your system. So contact information, addresses, phone, personnel, tax registration, things like that. Order management. This is if, of course, I'm getting these orders from my customers and I want to share the status with them. So I want them to view, maybe edit orders, maybe create orders, as well as RMAs, check order status, print orders, update delivery, really any interaction that I would want the customers coming in interacting with those orders that they have placed with my company. So that's a definition of the features. So with no further ado, we're going to go ahead and look at our demo site. Okay, here's our customer portal demo site. The layout is really up to you. The way I've organized this site is really aligning with those functional areas that we've just discussed. So here's the order management aspect, the support, financial management, as well as updating their data within the company. So that's the way I organize this. Again, this is a SharePoint extranet, so you have a lot of flexibility on how you want it to look, but that's the approach I took. So let's go ahead and click into each of these and explore some of these functional areas. Starting first with order management. So as I click on that, you can see it's pulling up my sales orders that are assigned to my customer ID directly from the ERP application. And I have a lot of options here. I could expand the items, drill into the items associated to these orders. I could create a new order. I could drill into an existing one, maybe edit it if it hasn't been released. So maybe I could change things for a period of time until the order begins fulfillment. I could add new line items to this. There's a couple different ways to add line items. The interface I'll show you here is the select items, so I could add multiple items at once. I have a little image of the item. I could specify the quantity and add those directly to the order, as well as other things like printing it. Printing it calls the underlying ERP report, right? So we're not delivering a separate report. This is the order confirmation report. If this was branded or include a logo or whatever in your ERP, that of course would be obvious or prevalent on this as well. It's calling the exact same report. It renders it as a PDF, so you could print it, save it, email it, whatever you want to do with it. So that was orders. Again, view, edit, create. If we go into the returns, same idea there. It's going to be the returns that are filtered for my customer. I also have the ability to create returns or edit existing returns, as well as you see an option to submit it. What submitting is going to do is going to invoke a workflow, and my user will get a notification that this new return has been submitted. So if I go to my email here, you can see that just came through, new return submission with all the detail. So you could obviously build this workflow to be more elaborate than just a notification, but what this could be used for is, to send someone in the returns department an email stating that, this has just been created on the portal. Maybe I have to take some action on this. Maybe it needs an approval workflow, things like that. Moving our way down, so that was order management, returns, and then we go into the support area. So I'll click on support. This will again show the service calls assigned to my user. Again, you're seeing the ability to create service calls, check resolution IDs, edit them, print them. If I print it, again, calling that underlying ERP report, rendering it directly in the portal. If I were to create a new one here, pretty simple interface we have set up, just a few required fields, type of call, description, and it's created. Anytime I create something, it could go for a workflow for approval, or it could ultimately immediately create that transaction in the ERP application. So really up to you. And then as this was created, you can see the ERP return with a few more fields like the resolution ID and things like that, that I could fill out after the service call has been completed. Keeping it going. So let's go look at appointments. Appointments, it's an interesting topic. Appointments could be more service schedule oriented. When are my appointments? Or it could be more financial oriented. What are my estimated hours on an appointment, actual hours, with the ability to drill into that. Again, specifying fields that I could either interact with or edit on the appointments. It's moving forward to financial management. If I go into financial management, what it's going to show is the invoices that are assigned to this customer. In addition to viewing these and printing these like everything else, so I could again drill into that order, etc. I could also pay them. We are not accepting your credit card. This is actually integrated with a payment service, and we support a lot of different payment services like Authorize.net, PayPal, Stripe, things like that, but they are actually accepting your credit card, and then by paying this, it'll go ahead and create that payment record directly in the ERP as well. So that was invoices, equipment. This is if I have equipment assigned to the customer. Again, pulling these records in real time, the ability to drill into it, look at the details, maybe manage the warranty information on the equipment as well. Moving our way down to the bottom here, I have manage company locations. So this is the data management aspect. This is a customer logging on, validating their address. If they've moved or things like that, they could update things, new phone numbers, maybe specify new locations as they become applicable. Financial summary. Financial summary, I show a balance here for the customer, average days to pay, as well as I have the ability to actually print my own statements. Once again, not to be a broken record, called that report from the ERP application and then rendered it directly in the SharePoint extranet. And it looks like last but not least, update ACH details. So if I go into this is going to be a secure form where a customer could change their banking details. So if we scroll down here, you can specify the company, the requester, the new routing number, old routing number, and this will in fact invoke an approval workflow before it gets integrated with the ERP. So that was really it for our demo site. So let's go back to the presentation. And let's look at a real live customer site. So this is going to mirror a lot of the items that we just discussed as far as functionality. We have the ability to place an order here. We have invoices or generating your current statement, requesting new service requests, looking at company information, looking at paid sales orders, etc. So this is again a real customer site. For the sake of respect to them, as you can see, I blocked out all their logos. But you can see this is really falling in line with some of that functionality that we just showcased. All right, let's talk about what a portal is not. This is not intended to be a B2C e-commerce site. As you can tell, it's very different than like an Amazon experience. It's much more geared towards B2B relationships. So it's not intended to be e-commerce, shopping cart, Amazon. There's plenty of other solutions out there that fit that bill. Nor is it intended to be instant gratification, right? In order to enable a site like this, you really have to think about what it is that your customers want and make sure we're providing that on this portal. When it comes to business portals, the relationships are a little bit more varied. So you have to think, long and hard about what it is that your customers want to see and what would be valuable for them to have on that portal site. Is a portal right for me? Again, I cannot emphasize enough B2B. Collaboration. What I mean by this is, if a customer is just buying something from me and I never see them again and I don't really care past that, you probably don't need a portal. A portal really comes into play when I am collaborating with that customer. I'm exchanging information, they need to see data, they need to see reports, going back and forth, they want to see their invoices, order status. That is where a portal really shines because that collaboration is intensive and labor intensive, and a portal can help automate a lot of that. And then lastly here, a long-term relationship. Again, if a customer buys something from me one time and I never hear or see from them again, they probably don't have any interest in logging into a portal because they're done with me. But if this is going over many years, many orders, many invoices, things like that, then a portal really becomes key because they do have a vested interest to log in and see the transactions directly in my underlying ERP system. Where do we go from here? So I'll include some links on this video. The first two are published by Microsoft, just more information on building these portals and SharePoint as an extranet. And then the last one will be to our product page where we have videos, industry-specific ones, as well as functionality that you could explore and see different aspects of the portal that I didn't have time to cover in this brief overview. And then just some personal reflection. Does your company use Office 365? Would your customers benefit from a portal? Would your business benefit from a portal? Is there money to be saved? Is there effort to be automated using a portal like this? So just some thoughts to leave you with. And that brings us to our close. I want to thank everyone for giving me the time, and I appreciate it. Here's some contact information if you have any further questions. Otherwise, everyone have a great day and take care.